get some what?
That's all I came for, to get some Makita.
Makita cookies.
Get the sign.
Get the sign.
Get the sign. Come back around here.
Yo, that footage of young Dolph alive is going viral. This new clip shows bro minutes before he got hit, looking mad calm, smiling, with zero clue about what was about to go down. And alongside that, we got fresh security tape from inside the bakery too. But check it. It ain't just trending because of the tragedy. These clips got people looking at Dolph's case from a whole different angle. Some folks even saying this footage exposes mad details that nobody caught from jump. Let's break this down. The emergence of new footage. Let me keep it a stack with y'all. According to what's being reported, this body cam footage caught young Dolph right before he got ambushed at Makeda's homemade butter cookies in Memphis. Seeing this content hit different. It's a heartbreaking look at the regular everyday moments right before a tragedy that changed Memphis hip-hop forever. On November 17th, 2021, young Dolph, who was 36, pulled up to Makeda's homemade cookies on Airways Boulevard in South Memphis, Tennessee. This wasn't no random stop. Dolph was a regular at this spot and had even shown love to the business just a week before. What should have been just a quick cookie run turned into the final chapter of his life, for real. The surveillance footage, which got played during Justin Johnson's trial on September 23, 2024, shows Dolph and his brother Marcus pulling up to the cookie shop in Dolph's camouflage Corvette. Inside the store, you can see Dolph on his phone while picking out cookies and chopping it up with the employee who was ringing him up. In what's probably the most chilling part of the footage, you see the employee suddenly look toward the front of the store and then dash to the back. That's when you know something bad was about to pop off outside. That was the moment everything switched up. According to the paperwork, right after that, a stolen white Mercedes-Benz rolled up outside. Two dudes, later ID'd as Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, hopped out and started busting through the store window. The hit was brutal. The autopsy later showed that Dolph got hit with 22 bullets, showing just how vicious the attack really was. What makes this whole situation even more messed up is that Dolph wasn't just out running errands that day. Word is, he was on his way to St. James Missionary Baptist Church for a scheduled turkey giveaway from 5 p.m. as part of his annual Thanksgiving move. Everyone knows even in his last hours what we all thought. Bro was trying to give back to the hood, something that had become a big part of who he was beyond just making bangers. For the real ones who followed Dolph's career heavy, they know Dolph himself knew he had ops. In a 2017 interview with The Breakfast Club, Dolph kept it 100 about the threats in his life.
In the streets, I ain't never trust nobody. So now, years later, and I'm on doing some whole nother, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, now I don't trust nobody. So I just feel like, oh, this is how I'm moving. Cause I know I got people don't like me. Plenty of them.
This wasn't just paranoia talking. Dolph had already survived multiple attempts on his life. In 2017, he got shot in Los Angeles, where he was in critical condition but pulled through. That same year, his whip got lit up with over 100 shots during CIAA weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. In fact, Dolph flipped the script and referenced this incident in his music, dropping a project called Bulletproof with tracks like 100 Shots and But I'm Bulletproof. During the Breakfast Club interview, when they asked if naming his project Bulletproof might be inviting more smoke, Dolph responded,
I don't even care. I don't even give a damn. That's what the whole thing is about. Like me, I don't give a damn about it. I'm finna keep on doing what I've been doing.
This resilience and no fear attitude was Dolph's whole vibe. He refused to move scary despite knowing there were haters plotting. The stolen Mercedes used in the hit had ties to another incident too. According to court docs, the same whip was connected to another shooting in Covington on November 12, 2021, just 5 days before Dolph got murked. After the shooting, cops found the Mercedes abandoned in the 1100 block of Bradley in Orange Mound, Memphis. Finding the car gave investigators the evidence they needed to eventually identify and lock up the suspects. Through security footage, the abandoned whip, phone records, and witness statements, the cops were able to build a case against the alleged shooters. Young Dolph came up in the rap game through his independent grind, dropping projects like King of Memphis 2016 and Rich Slave 2020, with Rich Slave peaking at number 4 on the Billboard 200. What made him different in the industry was his independence. He famously curved major label deals to keep control of his paper.
And when did music start becoming a thing for you?
Started making music like 2008, 2009. I did like my first song, just playing, you know what I'm saying, riding around, joking, tripping in the trap, kicking it, you know what I'm saying, with homeboy. Like, man, these rappers, they lying, they this, they ain't.
Beyond the music, Dolph was mad committed to his community. He was known for his annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaways, school donations, and all types of charitable work that made the hood respect him. He was a family man who, despite his hard image in music, showed a whole different side to his day ones. The trial and the alleged conspiracy. In September 2024, nearly 3 years after Young Dolph's murder, the case finally went to court. What came out during the trial was wild. Prosecutors painted this as a calculated hit rather than some random violence. The trial of Justin Johnson, one of the alleged triggermen, kicked off on September 23, 2024, in Memphis court. From day one, the prosecution was saying this was a premeditated move with multiple people involved. The security video from Makeda's Cookies was a key piece of evidence shown to the jury. This footage captured Dolph's final moments before the gunfire started. While some screenshots from this tape had been floating around social media since the murder, the full video hadn't been released until the trial. During the proceedings, several witnesses took the stand, including Cornelia Smith, the second alleged shooter, who decided to cooperate with the DA. Smith straight up told the court that Johnson was the other gunman in the hit. One of the craziest revelations from Smith's testimony was about the bread he got for his role in the murder. According to court documents, Smith testified that he only got paid $800 before he got locked up. That's a small bag for such a high-profile body, which had people questioning the real motivation and whether the shooters were just pawns in a bigger game. After deliberating, the jury came back with their verdict on September 26, 2024. Justin Johnson was found guilty on all counts, including first-degree murder and conspiracy. He got life in prison. People in the courtroom noted that Johnson showed zero emotion when they read the verdict. The most explosive claim that came out during the trial was about Anthony Big Jook Mims, Yo Gotti's brother. According to testimony presented in court, prosecutors alleged that Big Jook had put a $100,000 bounty on Young Dolph's head. To understand why this is such a big deal, you gotta know the history between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti. Even though both were successful Memphis rappers from similar backgrounds, they'd been beefing for years. This allegation added a whole new layer to what many people already suspected, that Dolph's murder might be connected to the long-running beef between his Paper Route empire and Yo Gotti's collective music group, CMG. The tension between these two Memphis hip-hop empires was common knowledge, with diss tracks and social media shots being fired back and forth for years. During a 2014 appearance on Sway in the Morning talking about his mixtape High Class Street Music 4 American Gangster, Young Dolph revealed that he had curved an offer to sign with Yo Gotti's CMG label. He explained that he preferred to invest in himself and build his own movement rather than joining somebody else's team. According to Dolph, this decision created tension with Gotti, who allegedly felt some type of way about the rejection. But it's important to note that Yo Gotti never publicly confirmed this as the source of their issues. The situation got more heated publicly on February 11, 2016, when Young Dolph took to Twitter with a thinly veiled shot at Gotti. Though Dolph didn't drop Gotti's name directly, everyone in the Memphis rap scene knew exactly who he was talking about, setting the stage for what would become an increasingly public beef. Interestingly, just days after this tweet, Young Dolph seemed to downplay the beef during an interview on Hot 97's Abro in the Morning show, describing the rivalry as really overstated and even acknowledging Gotti as one of his earliest supporters. Dolph also clarified that the title of his LP, King of Memphis, wasn't meant as a direct challenge to Gotti's status in the city, but rather reflected his own mindset and approach to the game. In interviews, Dolph was often asked about his relationship with Gotti. During a 2017 interview, when asked why he and Gotti couldn't just squash the beef and get money together, Dolph was clear in his response. In another interview from the same year, Dolph broke down his early interactions with Gotti.
Ballin' G, Gotti, like, Yo Gotti was the first person that would reach out to me and be like, I wanna sign. He came to me like, let's do CMG and Paper Route.
However, things got more aggressive on March 2nd, 2017, when Black Youngsta, a CMG artist and Yo Gotti's right hand, posted a video on Instagram directly challenging Dolph and his claim to the King of Memphis title. The tension hit another level when Black Youngsta, rolling deep with his squad, pulled up to Young Dolph's territory in Memphis's Castalia neighborhood, recording footage of themselves strapped up while openly looking for Dolph. Though Dolph wasn't there during this intimidation move, the incident showed how the beef had moved beyond just words and music competition into potentially violent territory. It's worth noting that Yo Gotti tried to distance himself from these actions during an interview with Tim Westwood, saying he had told Black Youngsta not to move like that. Lil homie on the team, so I'm gonna always give him the proper advice that I believe I should give him from like a big brother standpoint or just being the homie standpoint, Gotti explained. My advice? You know I don't move like that. I'm going to always tell not only him, but any youngin'. Don't handle your business like this. Dolph broke down what he believed was part of the Memphis syndrome that kept artists from the city from unifying.
It be like fall out. Where I'm from, bro, killing their best friend, killing their brother, crossing them out. You feel what I'm saying? Like pulling moves on them, all this because of jealousy. You feel what I'm saying? But it's just something about it is just...
The conflict seemed to reach a dangerous point in February 2017, when Young Dolph's whip got shot up in Charlotte, North Carolina, reportedly taking over 100 bullets. Somehow, Dolph walked away untouched, later addressing the incident in his track 100 Shots. The fact that he survived what looked like a clear assassination attempt became part of his legend, further building his image as untouchable in the rap game. By March 2017, young Dolph himself seemed ready to move past the beef, dismissing questions about his issues with Yo Gotti as old news during an interview. "You know what I'm saying? It's old," he stated, suggesting he wanted to focus on his future rather than continuing the feud. Tragically, whatever hopes existed for squashing the beef were shattered on November 17, 2021. When Dolph got fatally shot in Memphis. It's important to note that Big Jook himself hasn't been charged in connection with the murder, and these remain allegations presented during the trial. Beyond the shooters and the alleged money man, prosecutors identified another key player in the conspiracy, Hernandez Govan. According to court documents, Govan is accused of being the mastermind who set up the murder plot. On December 13, 2024, Govan curved a plea deal offered by prosecutors and decided instead to take his chances at trial. His case is scheduled to begin on July 28, 2025. The outcome of Govan's trial might reveal even more about the planning and motivation behind Dolph's murder. One aspect of the case that got attention during the trial was the criminal history of the defendants. According to testimony, some of the individuals involved had lengthy rap sheets but were still in the streets. This reality was something that would later be highlighted by Dolph's partner, Mia Jaya, in her advocacy work following his death. In a 2023 interview, Mia Jaya spoke about the person who took her brother's life, who was killed in 2020, a year before Dolph.
Like the person who took my brother's life, he was on his 5th offense when he took my brother's life. And that is the statistics show that is like kind of becoming a norm and have become a norm.
She continued, drawing parallels to Dolph's case.
But it's very similar. It's like if you look at their track record, you know, it's like they've done some other things that's like, bro, how are you even out here?
How are you outside
How are you
with
outside?
all the things that you have committed prior to this?
These comments highlight a bigger issue beyond Dolph's case, the system failures that sometimes let violent offenders stay free despite multiple offenses. This aspect of the case connects to larger conversations about criminal justice reform and keeping communities safe. Let's talk about why this footage is going viral now in 2025, when the murder happened in 2021 and the trial wrapped up in late 2024. The main reason seems to be that this previously unreleased surveillance footage was shown during the trial. While some still images had been out before, the full video showing Dolph's final moments created renewed interest in the case. The footage's detailed view of the moments leading up to the crime, combined with the shocking allegations about a hit allegedly ordered by Big Jook, got people talking and sharing online. The aftermath and legacy. The effects of young Dolph's murder go way beyond the courtroom. It's worth noting that some confusion might have come from misleading headlines or social media posts suggesting that new footage of young Dolph alive had emerged, potentially making some people think there was evidence he hadn't actually died. To be crystal clear, the footage is from 2021, capturing the moments before his death, not evidence that he is currently alive. His death left a huge void in the Memphis community, the hip-hop world, and most devastatingly, in the lives of his family. In this final section, we'll explore how those closest to him have dealt with the loss, the initiatives born from tragedy, and the lasting legacy of the King of Memphis. After his passing, tributes came in from across the music world, with artists like Chance the Rapper, Gucci Mane, Lil Yachty, and DJ Academics expressing their shock and sadness at the loss of a respected peer. These tributes spoke not only to Dolph's musical talent, but to his character, business moves, and the positive influence he had within the industry. Perhaps no one has been more vocal about the impact of Dolph's death than his longtime partner, Mia Jade. The couple had 2 children together, who were just 6 and 9 years old at the time of the interview in 2023, making them around 4 and 7 when they lost their father. His partner, Mia Jade, who would later become a vocal advocate against violence following his death, described Dolph as her soulmate in a 2023 interview.
Dolph was my soulmate. We talked about that like 2 months. September 17th, I was looking at my text one day. September 17th, where I was like, we're each other's soulmate. Like, look at this. Torrey Roberts had this whole definition of what a soulmate was. And when I saw it, I was like, it's the person that God aligns you with to help you fulfill your purpose.
In a heartfelt interview, Mia described the profound bond she shared with Dolph.
And I'm glad that God decided, you know, I truly do hate that he was taken away from me. And we wasn't able to experience life through and through until we was old. I wanted to grow old with him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
Have
that I
some
got to
grandkids and stuff.
Perhaps the most impactful part of Dolph's legacy is the Black Men Deserve to Grow Old movement founded by Mia Jaya. Remarkably, she had already started this initiative following her brother's death, before losing Dolph as well.
I really Black men deserve to grow old. He deserved to grow old.
The movement addresses how violence disproportionately affects young Black men, as Mia explained in her interview.
However, I'm like, it happens so much in ours. Like, Black men are 20 times more likely to be killed between the ages of 0 and 44 than any other, nationality, and that's a problem. And it's like premature deaths, violence, and all of that. And when I said that September 17, 2021, I didn't know to the extent. I'm thinking raising kids, doing family stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But at this point, when I look back at acknowledging that and seeing that, it's like his legacy, his death will not be in vain. The change that will be sparked through his name, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to
Step into that.
One of the most heartbreaking aspects of any murder is the impact on the kids left behind. Mia J has spoken openly about how their children have processed losing their father.
And are they understanding?
Very understanding. Very understanding. It's crazy to me how understanding that they are.
This simple yet deep prayer reflects the family's commitment to not letting hatred and bitterness take root, even in the face of such a devastating loss. Beyond his immediate family, Dolph's death sent shockwaves through Memphis. After his murder, the city mourned heavy. A private funeral was held on November 30th, 2021, followed by a public celebration at FedEx Forum. On December 15th, 2021, a street was renamed in his honor. Makeda's Cookies, where the shooting went down, temporarily closed before reopening. The shop became a pilgrimage spot for fans, with murals and memorials popping up to honor the fallen rapper. A pop-up museum was also created to celebrate his life and achievements. Young Dolph's influence on music didn't stop with his death. His collabs with artists like Key Glock and Megan Thee Stallion still hit different for fans. A posthumous album, Paper Route Frank, dropped on December 16, 2022, giving fans new music from the late rapper. His independent approach to the music business also left a lasting impact, inspiring a whole generation of artists to consider keeping ownership of their music rather than signing to major labels. In many ways, Dolph's business model was ahead of its time, emphasizing entrepreneurship and ownership in an industry that has historically played artists. As mentioned earlier, while Justin Johnson has been convicted and sentenced for his role in the murder, other aspects of the case remain unresolved. Hernandez Govan, the alleged mastermind, is scheduled for trial in July 2025. The allegations regarding Big Juke's involvement also remain just that, allegations that haven't resulted in charges as of this video's creation. For Mia J, justice isn't just about locking up the individuals directly involved in Dolph's murder. It's about addressing the systemic issues that allow violence to spread in communities. The pursuit of justice for Dolph is ongoing, and it's clear that for his family, justice means more than just convictions. It means addressing the root causes that led to his murder and preventing similar tragedies in the future. Dolph's murder is unfortunately part of a troubling pattern of violence against hip-hop artists. This pattern raises tough questions about the music industry, the glorification of street life, and the real dangers that follow artists who come from challenging environments. While Dolph's music often referenced street life and conflicts, those who knew him personally emphasized that he was about more than just the tough persona portrayed in his lyrics. As we reflect on the tragedy of young Dolph's death and the viral footage capturing his final moments, several important lessons emerge. The value of giving back. Despite his success in music, Dolph stayed connected to his hood, regularly participating in charitable efforts. He was reportedly on his way to a turkey giveaway on the day he was murdered, highlighting his commitment to giving back. The dangers of unresolved beef. The alleged motive behind Dolph's murder, a long simmering feud between rival record labels, serves as a stark reminder of how unresolved conflicts can escalate with devastating consequences. The importance of breaking cycles of violence. Through her Black Men Deserve to Grow Old initiative, Mia Jaya is working to address the root causes of violence in communities, emphasizing the need for systemic change to prevent more tragedies. The impact on families. Beyond the headlines and viral content, Dolph's story reminds us that behind every victim of violence is a family left to pick up the pieces. The resilience shown by Mia J and their children offers a powerful example of healing without surrendering to hatred. Young Dolph's story is one of remarkable talent, entrepreneurial success, and devastating loss. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video informative, please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking on any of the cards on your screen right now to keep the fun going.